A wealthy businessman spotted a young boy hauling heavy sacks, tears running down his cheeks. And what he uncovered left everyone shaken. It was meant to be a quick stop, just a brief detour through a quiet, barely known village en route to a property site. But as the sleek black Ferrari cruised along the narrow, dusty road, its engine humming softly under the heat of the fading sun, Adrian Wolfsharp, in a tailored black suit and a crimson tied gently, hit the brakes. The village wasn't lifeless, but it moved slowly. A few women sat selling fruit and handmade goods. Motorbikes zipped past in spurts. From a cracked shop window, static from an old radio floated out. The place felt forgotten by time, and then Adrian noticed Hima, a small black boy, older than 8, struggling across the uneven pavement. 2 oversized cloth bags, bursting at the seams, were strapped tightly to his back. His deep red shirt was ripped at the neckline, one sleeve hanging by a thread. His face wasn't sweaty. It was soaked in tears. Big, hopeless tears that streamed as he sobbed openly, hiccuping from exhaustion. He wasn't walking. He was dragging himself forward. People passed him like he was invisible. Adrian froze, his foot hovering over the gas. Then the child dropped to his knees. One of the bags shifted, nearly pulling him to the ground. He whimpered a raw, painful sound that no child should ever make. Still, he wiped his face with the back of a dirty hand and pushed himself up again, teeth clenched, lips trembling. Adrian gripped the wheel, jaw tight. Something about this wasn't right. He threw the car into park and jumped out, slamming the door hard enough to startle a nearby vendor. His leather shoes hit the pavement with purpose. "Hey," he called. "Kid, wait." The boy flinched, his eyes wide with alarm, and bolted. The bags dragged behind him like chains, and his shoulders folded under their weight as his cries grew. "Louder. Stop. I'm not going to hurt you," Adrian shouted, weaving through startled pedestrians and overturned crates. His heart pounded not from running, but from panic. Something inside told him this child was in danger. The boy turned a sharp corner and almost fell, the heavy sacks bouncing behind him like anchors. Adrian chased him down a side alley past trash bins, rusted gates, barking dogs. Another stumble. Another cry. "Please just stop," Adrian yelled, more desperate now. Finally, the boy's legs buckled. He collapsed beside a short wall, one hand gripping the strap across his chest, the other dragging the bag like it was too precious to leave behind. It reached him and dropped to his knees. The boy shook like a leaf. His face was streaked with dirt and tears, lips cracked, eyes wide with fear and confusion. "Hey, hey," Adrian whispered, hands raised. "I'm not here to take anything from you, I promise." The boy gasped, coughing violently. Dotterin looked at the makeshift bags tied together with belts and ropes. Awkwardly stuffed, unbelievably heavy. "Who gave you this?" Adrian asked softly. "Who made you carry all this?" The child didn't speak. "Where are your parents?" Adrian tried again. The boy's lip trembled before he murmured, almost inaudibly, "Gone." Adrian's chest tightened. He slowly reached for the strap on the boy's chest, but the boy jerked back. "It's okay," Adrian said gently. "I just want to help. You're not in trouble." The tears flowed even harder. "You'll throw it away." "I won't," Adrian promised. "Let me carry it just for a minute." Silence. Then the boy gave a small nod. Adri and carefully lifted one of the sacks and nearly toppled over. It was far heavier than it appeared, filled with thick fabric, scrap metal, and a plastic bottle full of coins clinking against each other. He glanced at the boy's pale, sunken face shaking from exhaustion. This wasn't just poverty. This was survival. Adrian gently set the bag down and sat beside the boy, ignoring the dirt now coating his expensive suit. The child hugged the second sack to his chest like a lifeline. "Don't look inside," he muttered. ADRIENDID in single quotes. Instead, he asked, "What's your name?" "Homo," Adrian repeated. "Why are you crying?" The boy opened his mouth, then shut it, then spoke in a voice that cracked like dry wood. "Because I don't know where to go anymore." Those words hit harder than any scream. Adrian sat silent. For all the deals he'd made, all the money he'd earned, nothing had ever pierced him like that simple truth. Round them, the world moved on. No one stopped. No one noticed. Just a child. Alone. Burdened by something no child should bear. And Adrian still didn't know the full story. But deep down, he knew he had to. He remained seated beside him on that dusty street, refusing to walk away. The boy sat quietly, Adrian's elegant black suit now streaked with dust from the cracked sidewalk. Behind them, the sleek black Ferrari still purred and idle, gleaming in the sunlight. But Adrian had forgotten all about it. His full attention was on the shaking child beside him. His name was Milo, 8 years old, crying, bruised, gripping a tattered bag like it carried his very soul. The Sacadrine had already set down Wade. Close to 20 kilograms that Milo had been dragging through the scorching heat, on blistered feet, with no destination in sight. Adrian's voice softened. Milo, where were you heading? The boy clutched the second bag tighter. Small fingers curled around the strap like it was the only thing tethering him to the earth. To the next town, he whispered. There might be someone there. Maybe they'll let me stay.
Adrian's
heart twisted. You're walking there alone? Milo nodded. Mama said, ... Someone will help if you keep walking long enough. Adrien inhaled sharply, his voice cracking. Where's your mother now? Milo didn't respond. Instead, he reached shakily into the front pocket of his bag and pulled out a folded photograph faded at the corners. Water-stained but still clear enough to see, a young black woman smiled brightly, holding a baby in her arms, standing outside. A wooden shack, her expression full of pride, yet shadowed by sadness, was the same haunting look now mirrored in Milo's eyes. Adrien gently took the photo. Is this her? Milo nodded, his chin trembling. She didn't wake up yesterday. Adrien looked up slowly. What? She was really sick. For days, Milo's voice cracked like dry leaves. Last night, she didn't wake up. Adrien felt his breath catch in his throat. I stayed with her, Milo continued quietly. I waited all morning, but she never moved. So, I packed. Everything. Her scarf, her clothes, the food we had. I couldn't leave her behind. So I brought the picture too. The tears were flowing freely now. I waited for someone to come help, but nobody did. So I left. Adrien stared at him, stunned. Around them the world moved along as if nothing had happened. Bikes raced by, a radio played nearby. Voices laughed and bargained in the background. Yet, right here on the concrete, a child's world had crumbled. A DRIE gently placed a hand on Milo's shoulder. You've been carrying your entire world on your back, Milo sniffled, trying to hold himself together. I just didn't want to lose anything else. Adrien looked back down at the bag he'd opened earlier. Now it all made sense. Inside were no stolen items or trash, just fragments of a life now gone. Hardened bits of bread, a frayed blanket, a toy missing an eye, chipped cup etched with the word mommy, a scarf, and a worn-out dress folded like it was holy. Every item was a piece of his mother, a life Milo had dragged behind him for miles. Because no one else would carry her memory, Adrie felt a hard lump in his throat. He stood up slowly. Milo, can I take you somewhere safe? The boy looked up with cautious, wide eyes. I won't throw anything away, Adrien promised, but you don't have to carry this alone anymore. Milo hesitated, then gave a small, unsure nod. Adrien. Bent down, lifted both bags, one in each hand, and flinched under their weight. Still, it was nothing compared to the emotional weight Milo had been holding inside. Together they walked back toward the car. This time people stared. The man, in a sharp red tie, walking alongside a ragged boy, raised a few eyebrows. There were murmurs, but Adrien didn't care. He opened the car door, gently placed the bags inside, then helped Milo in, before getting behind the wheel. Adrien paused to glance back at the village, the place where a child's cries had blended. Into the background, ignored by all, he got in, started the engine, and drove away, not toward his meetings or a luxury hotel, but toward the closest hospital, then to child services. and later, a lawyer, by the end of that very day. Adrien quietly coordinated with local officials to visit the shack Milo had described. They found her there, just as Milo had said, peaceful, still wrapped in the same blanket she once used to rock him to sleep. Thanks to Adrien, she was laid to rest with dignity. Just flowers, silence, and respect. Milo stood beside her grave, clutching her photograph, holding tightly to Adrien's hand. He didn't cry. He only whispered, "Now she can rest, 'cause I'm not alone anymore." Months later, a new photo sat on Adrien Wolf's office desk. In it, Milo stood in a crisp school uniform. Smiling beside Adrienne in front of a stone house, he still carried her photo with him, still tied her scarf to his backpack. But now, he no longer walked alone. If this story touched you, give it a thumbs up and click subscribe for more moving, emotional stories that will surprise you. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? We love hearing from our amazing viewers around the globe. Until next time, stay kind, stay curious, and keep watching.